Mark Young is the head of the painting department in a large hospital. 20 union employees report to him. Before coming on board at the hospital, he had worked as an independent contractor. At the hospital, he took a position that was newly created because the hospital believed change was needed in how painting services were provided. Upon beginning his job, Mark did a 4-month analysis of the direct and indirect costs of painting services. His findings supported the perceptions of his administrators that painting services were inefficient and costly. As a result, Mark completely reorganized the department, designed a new scheduling procedure, and redefined expected standards of performance. Mark says that when he started out in his new job, he was all task, like a drill sergeant who didn't seek any input from his soldiers. From Mark's point of view, the hospital environment did not leave much room for errors, so he needed to be strict about getting painters to do a good job within the constraints of the hospital environment. As time went along, Mark relaxed his style and was less demanding. He delegated some responsibilities to 2 crew leaders who reported to him, but he always stayed in close touch with each of the employees. On a weekly basis, Mark was known to take small groups of workers to the local sports bar for burgers on the house. He loved to banter with employees and could take it as well as dish it out. Mark is very proud of his department. He says he always wanted to be a coach, and that's how he feels about running his department. He enjoys working with people. In particular, he says he likes to see the glint in their eyes when they realize that they've done a good job and they have done it on their own. Because of Mark's leadership, the painting department has improved substantially and is now seen by workers in other departments as the most productive department in hospital maintenance. Painting services received a customer rating of 92%, which is the highest of any service in the hospital. Mark, as the new head of the painting department, saw many flaws in the department from his 4-month analysis. Flaws were inefficient and costly in painting service. He reorganized his whole department and designed a new schedule to follow, which resulted in high efficiency and low cost. Moreover, high efficiency of his subordinates came because of his concern towards them. His once-a-week meeting with subordinates, having burgers with them, and keeping close touch with them were the factors to get the things done. Here we can see that he was concerned for the results as well as for his employees, which shows his own style of leadership. Leaders' behavior is more important than traits. Consideration styles, such as concern for subordinates, trusted by subordinates, responsive to subordinates, and promoting camaraderie are some basic things which come in this approach. It also includes initiating structure style, where the leader provides structure in terms of exactly how and when to do work. Here in this case, we can see Mark was concerned about his employees. He used to take his employees out for burgers once a week and used to motivate his employees when they do good. Moreover, after some time, he delegated some of his responsibility to his crew members, which shows his trust in them. Mark's leadership progressed over time, from being a task-oriented leader to being a relationship-oriented leader.
Hello, I am Michelle Barbas, and here's another short case study. It is entitled Getting the Group to Work as a Team. Marta has been assigned a team of 10 people to help her plan a major customer appreciation event. They have been working together for over a month now, and they just haven't really come together as a team. She was sure she started off well. She contacted each individual on the team and let them know their responsibilities on the project. Each of the members gets the task completed, but don't seem concerned with the others on the team. If someone needs help, no one pitches in to assist. If a team member has a problem, no one helps him to solve that problem. Just yesterday, One of the team members had an emergency and asked if someone on the team could have a call with the sales team so she could leave early. No one offered to help, so Martha jumped in to assist. Martha had to do something. This was a bad experience for everyone, frankly, and some folks already were talking about getting off the project. Plus, she felt the event won't be as good as it could if they just came together as a team. As we can see in this situation, the team had completed their project, but it is not an effective teamwork. So, I want to share my reflection based on these two questions. First, what should Martha have done to have effective teamwork? Second, based on the case, what can you suggest to implement effective teamwork? Here is what Martha should have done. Martha never got the team together prior to starting the project to get to know each other and discuss how they will work together to accomplish the goals of the project. She could have done this by getting the time in one location or even using a virtual tool. In order to get the group to come together as a team now, Martha might step back and hold a team building session. During this time, she should plan to accomplish the following. First, enable for time for team members to build relationships by getting to know each other on a personal level. Second, develop processes and procedures for how the team will share work, meet the objectives of the project, solve problems and resolve conflicts, and make decisions. So when the team members get to know each other, they will begin to support each other and will be more concerned about their teammates. Bottom line, they will function as a team. Aside from that, here are some tips to have an effective teamwork. First, make teamwork a priority and reward teamwork. Assess how the employee contributes to teamwork as a part of business annual performance review. Acknowledging workers for their efforts in working as a team can provide the proper motivation for being better team players. Second, clarify roles, responsibilities, and accountabilities. Team members should also make an agreement on what needs to be done and who it should be performed by, and each member must be responsible for completing their own tasks. However, sharing duties or helping others is also important when member is away, unable to complete their tasks on time, or doesn't have the aptitude or necessary training for the job. Third, set clear goals. A team that has an agreed mission and purpose with clear expectation for how the team should work together to achieve the desired outcomes is important for effective teamwork. Fourth, communicate with each other. Team members need to be able to communicate their thoughts, opinions, ideas, and feelings clearly and openly in a positive and respectful manner. Everyone should also listen to each other and ask questions for clarification purposes. This will lead to a healthy group climate and an effective work process. Next, make decisions together. Making decisions should be based on an open dialogue with all members offering their ideas and solutions to problems. Members should have the team support and commitment not only when making decisions but also when carrying them out. And lastly, build trust and get to know each other. With trust, members can feel comfortable taking risks to communicate, advocate positions, and take action. Team members that trust each other can also share their ideas and feelings while being respectful of others. A great way to build trust is to hang out with your co-workers outside of the office and use this little time to get to know each other better. Talk about your strengths and interests, and this is where you'll both know how you can play to each other's strengths and interests in the workplace. That's all about the short case and about my reflection. Hope you learned and listen to the next case.
Hello everyone, my name is Mauro II Castaños and I'm here to talk about a case study regarding aptitude test predicts employee performance. So, the situation here is an insurance company wanted to improve the accuracy of its employee selection methodology and reduce turnover by making fewer bad hires. It therefore began using criteria cross tests on all applicants and conducted a validity study to ensure that tests were accurately predicting performance. So their solution is the salespeople from the company were asked to take the criteria cognitive aptitude test or the CCAT, and their test scores were compared to performance ranking provided by the company management. In all, 62 salespeople took the CCAT. Management group employees into the following three performance categories, namely top producers, average performers, and below average. So the results are 62 of the company's salespeople took the CCAT. There was a strong positive correlation between an employee's CCAT score and their work performance rating. As measured by supervisory rating, both CCAT scores exhibited identical in correlations with performance rankings. The correlation found here was statistically significant, meaning that the positive relationship between the CCAT scores and job performance for this sample is very unlikely to be a result of randomness. So for my reflection is, I was amazed by the company's effort to increase its employees' performance by making its applicants to take an exam first before making a decision whether to accept or reject them. By utilizing a cutoff score of 20 in the CCAT test exam, the company was able to substantially increase its hiring success rate, both by decreasing the likelihood of hiring low performers and by hiring a great percentage of salespeople who become top producers. So that sums my case study.
Hi everyone, so my name is Fritzie Lu. The case study that I chose is the human resource management. Mayor has begun to reconsider his employees' compensation arrangements, articulately caters. As he consults with his advisors in the industry, he begins to realize that organization culture that he created at Waterway may have changed for good. The ideas of how to help company get out of dilemma occupied the prosecum of his mind. Analysis of the case until 1990. The expanded business hadn't changed Waterway's informal work style, and Mayer hadn't been motivated to push any harder even though sales and revenue had increased with the market. In case, Mayer wanted to recognize Cater's contribution because he had been extremely successful in opening new sales channels, and he was personally responsible for 40% of the company's sales for the last 2 years. But the sales network had grown informally, and Mayer had never really checked it or thought much about building a sales force or developing a formal distribution plan. In Mayer's heart, Cater is the best hiring decision he ever made. He wants to keep him and continually improving, but he is in dilemma that how can special employees deserve special motivation, and how come company manage paying so much more than others, after Mayer mentally reviewed his payroll. My reflection. So if I am Mayer, I will take short-term and long-term actions for reduce employees turnover and improve organizational performance, productivity, and profit. Actions to be taken. First is the malfunction. The best way to find out between Mayer and Caters is communication. Through communication, they can understand their own personal role in the process and build friend relationship. Money is not the only way to motivate employees because different things can motivate different employees. So this is the best way to save business costs and reduce turnover and keep the best employee. Second is they offer variable compensation and benefits. This is based on the company's success. Company can afford to employ special high performance, offering special motivation. This means special employees deserve special motivation. Mayer need to manage paying so much more than others. On the other hand, employees do not think that employer has another reputation for a tight wallet. The last one is the long-term actions. In today's high competitive marketplace, it is more important than ever to keep best employees. There are 4 ways to motivate employees. First one is creating a positive work environment, provide opportunities for growth, manage employee performance, and the last one is recognize and reward performance. Recommendation and conclusion. In case of Waterway, individuals are concerned with the equity of their pay relative to others, both within and outside their organization. Also, Mayer is concerned with pay, not only because of its importance as a cause, but because it motivates the decision of key employees about continuing a job or leaving the organization. In a word, using both non-pay recognition and pay-for-performance adaptive incentive programs are important for keeping the best. As a CEO, must be sensitive to charges in markets, people, and competition, and be aware the need for a patella ana nasal organization.
Thank you.